49ers instant reaction. Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, both back out on the practice field, but there was a scary moment today when reserve defensive end Tarron Jackson went down and they had to bring out the backboard. He's been taken to Stanford Hospital. Now the good news is that Tarron Jackson is conscious, has feeling in his extremities, and he was talking before he left the Stanford, but we will keep you updated. It's definitely a sobering moment. Back in 2017, when I first started covering the 49ers, a rookie named Donovan Newsome had to be carted off the field on a backboard and taken to the hospital. This is the first time since then, it's been 9 years, that something like that has happened on the 49ers training camp field. All the players were on a knee, and obviously everybody's going to be keeping Tarron Jackson in their prayers. All right, time to take a look at what happened out on the practice field. There's Brock Purdy back after a personal day off. Look at Ricky Pearsall back from PUP. He was activated today. Hamstring is fully healed, looking spry. Ricky happy to be out there with Juwan Jennings and DeMarcus Robinson. Unfortunately, Juwan had to leave practice a little early with a calf issue. We'll have more of an update on that as the course of this week progresses. But you can see how excited Ricky Pearsall is to be on the practice field for San Francisco. There he is standing next to Brandon Ayuk, who's been very involved in the 49ers receiver meeting room. We do not expect Ayuk back until the first half of the regular season. This is actually a really good look at a lot of the 49ers receivers going through drills. Quintez Cephas was number 6, Malik Knowles number 3, and there's Junior Bergen, the 7th round pick, all those punt return touchdowns in college at Montana. Isaiah Nair makes a cameo, so does the rookie Jordan Watkins. Fun day to track the receivers. And you know what? This guy, he runs routes like a receiver. I've been really impressed with Jordan James. And look how similar of a build Corey Kiner, the 49ers' other rookie running back, has. That's the undrafted free agent out of Cincinnati. Andre Dillard and Ben Barch, 2 49ers offensive linemen, doing their rehab. They don't look all too far off from returning. And of course, there's a look at Jennings. 49ers are going to hope that Juwan is okay with that calf injury. Juwan and the 49ers, maybe they reach an extension at some point soon. It's going to be really interesting. We talk about the possibility of incentives, but if Juwan just wants security without incentives, maybe he can take a little less money. I've always talked about the $12 or $13 million range. We shall see how that all ends up. All right, quick run through everything that happened today at practice now that we are firmly in front of the helmet. Patrick Taylor Jr., long touchdown run at the very start. Now, remember that Patrick Taylor Jr. and the 49ers running backs can't really prove themselves until the pads come on. The very good news is that this was the last practice in the non-padded stretch of practice. They'll have practices in the future where they take off the pads and have a bit of a rest day, but the pads do come on tomorrow. Patrick Taylor Jr., right side of the offensive line behind Colton McKivitz and Dominic Pooney, busted through, fired up George Kittle at the start of today's session. Then Dallas Flowers, this is somebody who I haven't had a chance to talk much about yet. Veteran cornerback, formerly of the Indianapolis Colts, knocked away a Mac Jones pass. It was a deep out. Dallas Flowers showed some real athleticism, just flew across a lot of the field, swatted it away, had a little dance after that pass breakup. I mean, Jacob Robinson, another pass breakup today, the rookie out of BYU. I mentioned him on Friday. 49ers have a lot of defensive backs making plays. In fact, the very last play of practice today was Saran Neal, who they brought in to be George Odom's replacement, special teams ace, pick 6 off of Tanner Mordecai, the 49ers' 3rd string quarterback. So DBs all over the field making plays for the 49ers today. That also included Derek Canteen, a pass breakup against Tanner Mordecai. That was more of a slant pattern, Canteen all over. Canteen has a cool story because he earned his way onto this team. He's a rookie through a tryout at the rookie mini camp that happens right after the draft. It is not very common for players to make the team through a tryout right after the draft, after the 49ers have added all of their draftees and their undrafted free agents. But Derek Canteen, who's actually teammates in college with Corey Kiner at Cincinnati, the undrafted free agent running back, was able to make the team, and now he's making some plays out here at camp. 49ers ran a red zone period. Ricky Pearsall made his first touchdown catch of training camp during that red zone period. They got Pearsall involved a little bit earlier with a pass out into the flat. Just, hey, Ricky, welcome back. We know that physically you're feeling great, but let's get you back into the football swing of things. And then he kind of just snuck in between the safety and the linebacker zone coverage in the end zone to make a touchdown catch during the red zone period. Now, you can't take red zone all that seriously before the pads come on. Once the pads do come on tomorrow and they run red zone periods, those are usually the most vivacious of training camp. For now, you kind of just sit there and you wait, and you know, it's fun for the 49ers to run through some of those plays, and there is some competitiveness. Fred Warner was yelling, and you know, guys take it seriously, but it just isn't what it will be until those pads come on. So I cannot wait for that. By the way, quick injury update. I know people were wondering about Renardo Green. It is indeed a hamstring that he strained toward the end of practice on Friday. They do not expect Renardo Green. We're going to have a special guest on the show right now. I texted you the other day. Did you get my text?
Yeah, I did. I meant to text you back. What's up, guys?
It's Brad.
Hey.
He's actually a celebrity now. He has to sign autographs everywhere.
Dude, I'm trying to be like you, man. How you liking practice so far?
I kind of like practice. This gimbal thing is going to be a little hard. I got to hold it out well awesome, here. Practice, thankfully, Tarron Jackson has feeling in his extremities. He's at Stanford right now, so most important things first. That we're all praying for his health.
Absolutely.
But as far as practice today went, I thought that it was entertaining as always. You have that little bird's eye view in the stand, so sometimes I feel that you get to see more than I do.
It's actually a really good vantage point when you get to be able to get on top. I got the binoculars now, so we get to see everything out there. But today's practice is pretty solid. It was great to see Ricky back. What did you think about his return?
Well, so we've been seeing him run on the field, and I knew that he was like fully healthy. He was running fast for a couple days, so it was good to see him back there. Then he had a little race with DeMarcus Robinson and Jawan Jennings, and he beat him on that very first rep, you know, in the warm-ups.
Right. Yeah, no, it's good to see him get back into the end zone, connect with Brock, and all that good stuff. But I just wanted to come say hi and say what's up, man. Don't want to hijack your video too much, but
don't leave too quick. Let people know where to follow you. A lot of people watch these.
Of course, you can follow me at the SF Niners, and make sure you're tapped in with my guy Dave Lombardi. Let's go.
All right, thanks, Brad. See you soon.
I'll text you back.
There he goes, Brad Graham leaving the helmet. He says he's going to text me back. This guy, he was big leaguing me there for a little while. But, you know, celebrity's got a celebrity. Brad Graham is blowing up right now, so check him out at the SF Niners. Back to the red zone update. Chaz Surratt, 49ers linebacker. I mean, crazy story, right? Former college quarterback at North Carolina, now linebacker in the NFL. We know he's a Robert Saleh favorite. He had a nice pass breakup against Jake Tonjes. I mean, it was one of those jump balls that you put into the end zone, right? And you hope that your tight end could go up and get it, but sometimes the linebacker shows a lot of athleticism to compete, and it was at the very back of the end zone, Chaz Surratt knocking the ball away from Tonjes on a day that I thought the 49ers played some really, really quality pass defense. You know, one of the fiery moments came where this is along the lines of pads aren't on yet, and you know, even when pads come on, you can't hit the quarterback. But Mac Jones kind of juked out a pass rusher, and he ran for a touchdown. And I should probably put that in little air quotes as he ran toward the pylon. The offense, Kittle, all those guys thought that, oh, that should count as a TD. And Fred Warner is just yelling, no, it doesn't count. That's a cheap touchdown. If we're actually allowed to hit the quarterback, probably doesn't happen. So it just kind of gives you an idea of where the 49ers are at. By league rule, you need to put in 4 practices without pads before you could put the pads on and before things can intensify. So that's exactly where San Francisco's at right now. I will tell you that Brant Boyer, during these special teams periods, their special teams coach, this is unlike any special teams periods that I've covered, and like I said, I've been covering this team since 2017. He is hands-on, he is vocal. I've got a bold prediction. I think he's going to turn this special teams unit into a top half unit. I don't necessarily know if they're going to be a top 5 unit right away. Maybe that takes a couple years of culture change, but it really does seem that the way that the 49ers are approaching practice with Brant Boyer in charge is very, very different than in years past. And that's what they need, given how bad they were on special teams last year. We got an injury to report for the coach, Kyle Shanahan. I guess he hurt his elbow last December, so he can no longer throw during some of the drill work that the 49ers do to prepare the secondary. So Jake Lynch, who is John Lynch's son, who's now on the 49ers staff, he's taken over for Kyle Shanahan. We'll see if Kyle Shanahan has to have the Brock Purdy surgery at some point, but Kyle today formally announced that at practice. Kicking competition continued. Jake Moody went 3 of 4. He missed from 54 yards, and Greg Joseph made all 4 of his kicks. So a reversal of what we saw on Friday, where Moody missed 1, but Joseph missed 2. So now they're formally tied in the kicking competition. They've both missed 3 kicks total over the course of this training camp so far. 49ers would like to see that competition continue and feature fewer misses. The last 2 practices have featured all the misses after they went 4 for 4 in the first practice. All right, Christian McCaffrey spoke after practice today. He's got a baby girl now. He's a dad. Kyle Shanahan was joking around, called him a psycho the other day, said he'll never change. But Christian McCaffrey today said that he's been on cloud 9 ever since his daughter was born. It was a nice moment to hear there from Christian McCaffrey. Deommodore Lenoir also spoke, and he addressed a couple things. One, the little scuffle with Jawan Jennings that happened during practice on Friday. Deommodore Lenoir said that's just how we greet each other. He was also asked about his misdemeanor arrest. Apparently that case has not fully been resolved yet. That's proceeding through the legal system in Los Angeles County. But Deommodore Lenoir did apologize to his teammates, to the organization, and to his family for putting himself in a position that he shouldn't have been in. He said, I'm not the same person that I was 5 years ago, and I shouldn't have been in that spot to be on the receiving end of the arrest. So that's how Lenoir has addressed that publicly for the first time, and we can keep some tabs on that case, but I think it is worth mentioning that it was a misdemeanor charge, not a felony charge, after Deommodore Lenoir was arrested in Los Angeles County just about a month ago at this point now. Time really does seem to fly. So that's that. Obviously a more sobering tone here at 49ers practice with Tarron Jackson carted off on the backboard. I will keep you updated on his status. Again, he has feeling in all his extremities. He was speaking and he was conscious when he left here to Stanford Hospital. Christian McCaffrey probably summed it up the best. It's definitely a reminder not to take any day for granted. This was a non-padded practice, but this is a serious sport. And this is the second time covering the 49ers at training camp in several years that I've seen something like this happen, and doesn't make it any less scary. So prayers for Tarron Jackson and his family, and we will keep you posted.